Listen to me. You have worked 20, 30, maybe 40 years for this exact moment. The clock has punched out for the very last time, the alarm clock is turned off, and you think to yourself, I made it. I am finally free. But then, right in the pit of your stomach, that little voice creeps in. That cold, terrifying fear. Do I really have enough? What if the market crashes next month? What if inflation eats away at everything I've built? What if I outlive my money? You are scared to death. And you know what? You have every right to be anxious, because the rules of the game just changed overnight. For your entire adult life, you were an accumulator. You put money into the 401k, you put money into the Roth IRA, you watched it grow. Now, suddenly, you have to do the single hardest thing in personal finance, you have to stop accumulating and start spending what you saved. That transition is a psychological shock to the system. So everyone asks me, Susie, what is the first thing I should do the day after I retire? Do I reallocate my stocks? Do I claim Social Security? Do I go sign up for Medicare? No. Do not you dare touch those accounts yet. The very first thing you must do when you retire, the absolute #1 line of defense between you and financial ruin, is to look your cash flow dead in the eye and separate your needs from your wants. I want you to sit down at your kitchen table with a pad of paper, a pen, and your bank statements from the last 12 months. Do not do this on a fancy computer program where you can ignore the numbers. Write it down by hand. I want you to look at every single penny that went out of your life. You need to know exactly what it costs to keep your lights on, your roof over your head, your body insured, and food on your table. Those are your needs. Everything else, the dinners out, the trips to see the grandkids, the new car you think you deserve because you retired, those are wants. Why is this the first thing you must do? Because the greatest mistake I see people make the second they retire is celebrating by spending money they cannot afford to lose. They go out and buy a brand new $50,000 car with a 6-year loan. They decide it's time to remodel the kitchen. They think, I'm retired, I have $1 million in my 401k, I'm rich. Are you kidding me? You are not rich if you don't know how long that money has to last. If you start your retirement by draining your cash or locking yourself into fixed monthly payments, you are setting yourself up for disaster. When you are working, a mistake means you tighten your belt until the next paycheck. When you are retired on a fixed income, a major mistake means you run out of money when you are 85 years old and have nowhere left to turn. You must protect yourself. And the only way to create true, unshakable peace of mind is to establish your cash buffer immediately. I am notoriously conservative about this, and I will say it until the day I die, you need an emergency fund of liquid cash. In retirement, I want you to have at least 12 to 24 months of your need-based living expenses sitting safely in a high-yield savings account or short-term certificates of deposit. Why so much cash? Because the stock market does not care that you retired. If the market drops 20% next year, and you don't have a cash buffer, you will be forced to sell your mutual funds and stocks at a massive loss just to pay your monthly grocery bill. That is called sequence of returns risk, and it destroys retirement portfolios faster than anything else. But if you have 2 years of cash sitting safely on the sidelines, you can look at a crashing stock market and say, go ahead and drop. I don't care. I don't need to touch you for 2 years. My bills are paid. That is power. That is security. And while you are looking at those numbers at your kitchen table, I want you to look at your adult children. Oh, I know you love them. I know you want to help them. But if you are subsidizing your 35-year-old child's cell phone bill, car payment, or streaming subscriptions while you are trying to survive on a fixed income, you need to stop it right now. You are enabling them, and you are hurting yourself. They have a lifetime of paychecks ahead of them to recover, you do not. You must put your own financial oxygen mask on first. Now, let's talk about the big elephant in the room, Social Security. The second question everyone asks the moment they retire is, should I file for my benefits today? If you are 62, or 65, or even 66, and you do not absolutely need that money to survive today because you have an IRA or a 401k to draw from, do not you dare file for Social Security early. Everyone is scared to death that Social Security is going to disappear, so they grab it as early as they can. Do not let fear cost you a fortune. For every single year you delay taking your Social Security past your full retirement age, all the way up to age 70, your guaranteed benefit increases by approximately 8% a year. Where else on this planet are you going to get a guaranteed, government-backed, inflation-adjusted 8% return on your money? Nowhere. If you retired early because of burnout or because your health forced you to leave your job, use what I call the bridge strategy. Use your traditional IRA or 401k assets to cover your basic needs in those early years. Let that money act as a financial bridge so you can leave your Social Security alone to grow and compound at that magnificent 8% rate until you hit age 70. Look at me. Retirement is not the end of your financial life, it is the beginning of a completely new chapter. But it requires you to be honest, it requires you to be disciplined, and it requires you to stand in your own truth. Do not run away from your numbers. Do not go to a free dinner seminar down the street just to have some broker sell you a complicated, high-fee annuity product that locks up your money. Keep it simple. Know your numbers, separate your needs from your wants, build your cash wall, and protect your guaranteed income. You have worked too hard to let fear or careless spending rob you of your future. Take control of your money today, so that your money can take care of you for the rest of your life. You can do this.